back to SAi TV. My name is Fanuel, and here are your weekly updates. So if you've not heard about it, ChatGPT is taking the internet by storm. So have you not heard about it? Let me tell you what it is. Well, ChatGPT essentially is an AI chatbot, a conversational one at that can basically understand the intent of complex specific questions and produce human quality responses, okay? And so there's a lot of implications with this, both legal and ethical, that we've yet to fully understand. And if you just Google ChatGPT, you will see a whole ton of stuff. Of course, for us here, the question is really, what's the utility of ChatGPT for public engagement, thinking about science communication? I think we are going to be finding out this year a lot about that. And so Mark Schaefer, I loved his article on Medium. He had this long list of what potentially one could use ChatGPT for. So you can, of course, the basics, write a Twitter thread, write a novel. Some people have already been doing that, build a program, build websites. You can even essentially ask for it to write these scripts, right? So thinking about all those folks that are struggling with coding, essentially can do that for you. Excel, big database work, and also super creative, dating help, cooking recipes, you name it. It kind of does it all, almost. And so people have been playing with this. I think we are slowly trying to figure out what really this means. Are some jobs at risk? I think if you Google online, you will see some articles about that. And so really we're at the beginning of it all. And so what we did is to ask ChatGPT itself directly, hey, ChatGPT, what are some useful tips or tools that can be used for informal science and public engagement? We actually just point blank asked it, give us 5 things that ChatGPT can be useful for within public engagement. And here's what it said. Some of it: generating virtual assistants for science museums and visitor centers to provide interactive and personalized information to visitors, okay? Automating the creation of educational materials, right? Such as quizzes, games, simulations for use in classrooms and online learning platforms. So there's that use case there. Creating chatbots for social media platforms, assisting in the creation of personalized recommendations, right? Further reading, generating summaries and explanations for complex scientific papers for lay audiences. I mean, that could be useful there too. And this is really just scratching the surface. There's so much it can do here, especially for those practitioners on the field. The way I think about it is it's actually supercharge and enhance your productivity by some factor, right? So it helps you do your work better, right? But of course, there are downsides, right? And here's what ChatGPT says about its own use. Lack of human touch and personalization and the output generated by the tool, the dependence on the tool for new ideas, right? Leading to some homogeneity of thought, right? So if you can ask it to write a novel, I mean, you can ask it to potentially write you a grant. Think about that, right? Risk of spreading misinformation if the tool is not properly maintained and updated. That's a good one there, right? Misinformation. Can this tool be misused? I think absolutely. Now, mind you, ChatGPT at the moment is not connected to the internet at the time of this recording. And so imagine if it was. Difficulty in understanding the tool's output for the general public, right? If they're using it and not really understanding the limitations of the tool itself, right? Ethical concerns, as I mentioned earlier, around the use of AI, right? And science communication, engagement, and the potential misuse of the tool. So there's so many here, and we wanted to bring this to your radar, okay, so that you can be in the know. This is rapidly spreading. It's use cases I think people are just slowly discovering. And so keep an eye out for this tool as it develops. And we here are going to be covering its development and seeing how it's being used by practitioners in the field. So stay tuned for that. Okay, in other updates, so let's take a look at the cycle market. So we're seeing here from the graph, really there wasn't much activity the past 7 days. So thanks to this tool that allows us to look at the hashtags, hashtag SciComm. You can look at engagement, just total engagement across Twitter. And it's actually kind of neat. You get to see day by day, even hour by hour, what that level of activity is over time. So nothing major happening yet. And so we'll keep checking on this every week and report back to you. Looking at the top conversation. So those honors go to Marzia Mufano. Take a look at her tweet there. And so we're going to be doing this. And again, the premise here is looking at total engagement. So her tweet was heavily engaged by others. And so we encourage you to take a look at her post with respect to her science illustration work that she's doing. Upcoming conference. Now there's quite a few, and here's one you should take a look at. So this is Science Talk, hosted by the Association of Science Communicators. So this is something that you should, I went there last year. The ASC, or ASK, as they are slowly beginning to call themselves, is a nonprofit organization that seeks to empower and inspire science communication community to expand their potential and impact on the world. So this conference takes place every year in Portland, Oregon. It's really a community bringing together the practitioners in science communication together to learn new insights, to take workshops. Lots going on there. Really great place to network. So take a look. It's both in person and hybrid. So you have the potential there again to meet people wherever you're at. If you can go in person, that's it doesn't preclude you from participating. So do take a look at that. It takes place every year. And so with that is your week. Coming up later this week, we are going to be going back to thinking about the economic conditions. As you know, very fickle. And so we had Lindsay Collins, the CEO of First Star, if you may recall, towards the end of last year. Well, she is back with more information and giving some insights about navigating a recession. How, as an organization, could you do that? So Thursday, 5 o'clock, come back here and you'll see her remarks on that topic. So with that is the update. Thanks so much for stopping by. This was SAi TV.